This week is going to be the tale of two setups, and don't worry, it's not going to be a very technical video. There's plenty of skating in here, but it does involve some non-linear storytelling. So let's start off with my Death Wish board. It's an 8625 with Royal Trucks on there, 151, so a bit wider. And this is my comfortable board. It's got the Spitfire Super Sliders on there, 93A. And I grabbed this board when I don't really know what I want to do. It's just an all-round board. It's comfortable. It helps me with commitments. And this weekend I skated this setup with my family because it helps me no matter what I'm going to try. And it helped me yesterday because the first session of this weekend we wanted to go to a regular skate park, but there was a scooter contest, so we couldn't skate there. And we had to move to a different skate park that was closest, which isn't, in my opinion, very well designed because every obstacle that you can skate is obstructed by another obstacle. The placement of all of it isn't very logical. I skated the little ledge that they have there, but on both sides it doesn't really have a great run up. But it did give me the opportunity to work on some stuff that I need to work on. And I also skated the quarter pipe.
Doe maar. Op het randje. Op het randje. Dat ik hem al aan. Goed zo. Vanaf van de kant en ga papa proberen te glijden. Ja, de handel is gewoon wel te kort. Hij is me goed ingewakt.
Huh?
Hij is me goed ingewakt. Maar gewoon nu volgens mij grote lat erop.
Ja. Nou. Ga nu, papa. Dagen.
Moet ik gaan?
Ja.
Papa is een beetje bang. Ik vind het eng.
Jammer.
Hè?
Jammer. Dat zou ik ook herkennen.
Heb je dat gedaan?
So that wasn't a lot. My time was a bit too short, but at least I got the slappy no slide again and the 50-50. And I had some practice on the mini quarter, but I'm still too afraid to drop in, even though this is probably easier than the one I usually do. But I think I have to see the footage and see how much of a chicken I am to do it next time. So on Sunday, the first thing that I had to do was drop in for a bit of redemption. And after that, I wanted to get into something new, which is a 180 over the A-frame, which I haven't done yet. And it took a while to get there.
En nu wil papa over het randje heen. Nu wil papa een heel klein beetje over het randje heen en dan terug.
So we're skipping back to Monday, my first session of the week. I was here yesterday, which you could see at the end of my last video, to do some flat ground, and I complained about this setup because the trucks were sticking. I thought I would have found a solution by putting soap in the pivot cups instead of the wax I put in it. And I cruised around with my kid for about 30 minutes and it felt a bit better. It felt a bit better when I got here, but once I got into the session, it was the same shit all over again. The deck was sticking, it felt stiff, non-responsive. And besides that, the deck is at an end too. I've been skating it for 3 months. It has no more pop. The tail is square. There are all kind of pressure cracks and other cracks. It just doesn't feel good anymore. But I didn't want to change the deck before I got the trucks working again. But I cannot get the trucks working again. This was a really frustrating flat ground session. And after about 5 minutes, I just wanted to get it over with. It's a real shame because the setup was the best setup I have skated so far for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then the trucks started feeling bad again, and once I got around fixing the trucks, the deck also got over its best time. So it's a real bummer, but I'm not going to skate this anymore because it really doesn't help. It's all frustration, and it's easy to blame it on the setup instead of yourself, but I think at this point I've been also skating my other setup, which has been working a lot better than this one recently. And I'm sure if I'm going to change this up, this is going to feel better again. And that's why I'm putting it later in the video to compare it to a new setup with another Baker deck, with probably another set of Thunder trucks I have lying around, which are new, with the same wheels, maybe the same bushings, but I'm over getting to try this to work. I put different pivot cups in there, different kingpin, different lubricants, different bushings. I've tried everything and I'm done trying everything. The deck needs to be changed anyway, and we're going to put different trucks on there. I've been skating these trucks for 1.5 years. It has been a battle and a search to find bushings that work with it. I have skated these 94A bushings before, and they were the best bushings in these trucks from everything I tried. And trust me again, I tried a lot. With the 95A, even with the not flush, it's still way too tight and stiff. So I guess this is what should work. The problem is not the bushings. The hanger is getting stuck in the pivot cups. I'm not sure if anything bent on these trucks, but they are not working anymore. And this is really not fun to skate like this, especially not on a Monday night after work when you try to get some skating in. So let's see how it works out with the new setup.
So you could say this was almost a new setup, and even though you might not have seen a big difference in those flat ground sessions, the difference I felt was very big. That first session was actually the session except for the board slides, and on this setup it was just the beginning of my session. It took me 1/4 of the time to get those tricks. It felt a lot easier and a lot better, so that was a big difference. And what did I change? Well, it's a new deck. I really felt that it was still a lot stiffer, a lot more responsive. These are new trucks. These are the Team Hollows, which are a bit lighter and 1 millimeter higher, but I didn't really notice that. I got the bushings in there that I had in my previous Thunders, and they didn't stick. It felt a lot better. It felt a lot more responsive, just like with the deck. I got the same wheels on there, the same bearings, which I did clean before I put them on there. But the rest of it is new. Aside from the wheels, bearings and bushings, the trucks and deck are new. And it made a big difference to me. But of course, after I did that flat ground, which was just the beginning of my session, I wanted to do some of my regular stuff with the new setup. And that also worked well. So was this video actually all about my setups? Well, a little bit, but also what they brought to their sessions. With this setup and then this weekend, I skated a lot with my family, which was a lot of fun and helped me commit to stuff. And with this setup, I got into the weeds by myself. I got frustrated, but I also found out the problem wasn't me this time. It actually was the trucks and the old deck. And it reminded me to change my decks soon enough. And I probably have to do that with this one soon. But if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I hope next week will be a normal week again. This week was busy with work. And next week I can go out a bit sooner. And I hopefully don't have any problems with my setup anymore. But it didn't define my week. I was happy with my week of skating, even though I didn't have time to do a lot. I still got to do something. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.